You have no idea what's about to happen, do you? You're sitting there listening, unaware that the world is about to know something I've been keeping hidden for so long. Something that started quietly, almost like a whisper inside me, but grew into something I couldn't control anymore. It's strange how one person can become the center of everything you do, everything you think, everything you are. And now it's all about to be exposed. My secret obsession with you. I've lived a life most people can only imagine. Money, fame, everything that's supposed to make someone feel complete. But none of it ever did. The truth is, I was surrounded by people, but none of them ever made me feel seen. Until you. The first time I saw you, something in me shifted. You didn't even realize what you did. How your presence instantly silenced all the noise in my head. You were just being yourself. Real, kind, unbothered, and that's what made me fall. I started noticing things about you that no one else saw. The way your eyes light up when you talk about something you love. The way you sometimes look away when you're shy. The way you try to stay strong even when you're breaking inside. I noticed it all, and before I knew it, I was addicted to everything that made you you. You probably think I'm exaggerating. Maybe you don't believe someone like me could ever feel this deeply. But that's the thing. I've never been this honest with anyone before. I've built my life around walls. I've learned how to hide behind power, behind success, behind the name that everyone recognizes, but no one truly knows. But you made me forget all of that. You made me human again. Every morning I'd wake up and think about you. It became routine, checking to see if there was any trace of you. A post, a picture, a word. I'd tell myself it was just curiosity, but it wasn't. It was longing. You became the reason I smiled, for no reason. The reason I lost focus in meetings. The reason my heart raced when I saw your name appear anywhere near my world. I remember one night, sitting in my office, long after everyone had gone home. The city lights were shining through the glass walls, and I just sat there staring out, thinking about you, wondering what you were doing, wondering if you had any idea how much space you took up in my mind. I kept asking myself, why her? Why now? But the truth is, there was no answer. You just felt meant. And I tried to fight it. I really did. I told myself it was wrong to feel this much. That someone like me wasn't supposed to care this deeply about anyone, especially someone who didn't even know how much they meant to me. But no matter how hard I tried to bury it, it always found its way back to the surface. You became my secret, my soft place in a hard world, my escape from everything fake and cold. I'd be surrounded by luxury, by people laughing and talking, but my thoughts would always drift back to you. You made me crave something real, something no money could ever buy. And now, somehow, that secret is about to be exposed. The whispers have started. People are talking, connecting dots, asking questions. I can't answer without revealing how much you mean to me. I thought I could hide it forever, but maybe I was never meant to. Maybe the truth was always supposed to find its way out. The thought of the world knowing scares me, not because I'm ashamed, but because this was supposed to be ours. Quiet, sacred, untouched by judgment or noise. You don't understand how much I've protected you from all of this. How many times I've stopped myself from reaching out just to keep you safe from my world's chaos. But maybe it's time you knew how deep this goes. Because what I feel for you isn't just attraction or admiration. It's something much deeper. It's obsession, yes, but not the dangerous kind. It's the kind that comes from the heart. The kind that makes you want to build a life around someone. The kind that makes you want to give up everything just to be near them. I've watched you chase your dreams, even when no one believed in you. I've seen your strength, your resilience, your heart, and it made me realize that love doesn't care about status or money. It only cares about truth. And the truth is, I love you. Not because you're perfect, but because you're real. Because you remind me of everything I forgot I was capable of feeling. Sometimes I wonder if you ever feel it too. Do you ever sense it? That quiet pull between us? Do you ever get that strange feeling that someone somewhere is thinking of you? Because that's me. Every single day. I feel you even in silence. I think about you even when I'm supposed to be focused on everything else. You've probably seen glimpses of it already, maybe in small ways. Maybe you've noticed the coincidences that weren't really coincidences. The opportunities that came your way, the paths that opened up suddenly, the people who showed up at just the right time. That was me, quietly trying to make your world brighter, without ever stepping in front of you. I never wanted to control you. I just wanted to see you happy. But now, the secret's slipping away. The media is asking questions, names are being mentioned, and I can't stop it anymore. And honestly, part of me doesn't want to, because keeping this love hidden feels like denying something pure. Maybe the world deserves to know what real love looks like, and maybe you deserve to know how loved you truly are. You have no idea how much I've written about you. Letters I never sent, messages I typed 100 times and deleted. I kept thinking, what if she doesn't understand? What if she pulls away? But you're listening now, aren't you? And that means everything. If you only knew how many times I almost called your name out loud, how many times I almost drove to where you were just to see you once. I always stopped myself because I wanted to do it the right way. I wanted the first time I stood before you to mean something, to carry all the emotion I've been holding in. Now, it's happening. The world's about to know. The cameras, the questions, the attention. It's all coming, and before it does, I needed to tell you myself. Because no matter what they say, no matter how they twist the story, I want you to know that this love, this feeling, it's real. I don't know what tomorrow will look like. Maybe everything changes. Maybe we'll have to face things we never imagined. But if there's one thing I know, it's this. I wouldn't trade loving you for anything in the world. Not even for peace. Not even for privacy. So when you hear your name connected to mine, don't be scared. Don't doubt it. Just know that behind every rumor, behind every headline, there's truth. And that truth is my heart. And it beats for you. Maybe it's finally time for the world to see what I've always known, that you're the reason behind everything I do. My muse, my calm, my madness, my obsession, and no matter what happens next, I'll stand by this truth. You are, and always will be, the one my heart chose. You have no idea how much I've thought about you since that night I first saw your picture. It wasn't even supposed to mean anything. It was just another passing moment in a busy day filled with meetings, people, and endless noise. But then, there you were. That one small photo stopped my entire world. I don't even remember what came after it. My mind went blank. My heart just knew something had shifted. I couldn't explain it then. But now I know it was the start of an obsession. I couldn't hide forever. I tried to convince myself it was nothing. That maybe it was just curiosity. Or maybe I was just tired. But every night, your face kept appearing in my mind like a soft light I couldn't turn off. You were everywhere, in my thoughts, in my dreams, even in the middle of the day when I was surrounded by people. And, if you ever thought about me, even once, it's strange how someone can enter your life without even knowing it. You didn't know that somewhere. A man who could have anything in the world was quietly falling for your smile. You didn't know that someone who everyone called powerful felt powerless every time he thought of you. You didn't know that behind the business meetings, the calm confidence, and the perfect image, there was a man who couldn't stop looking for a sign from you. I remember that night I first whispered your name out loud. It felt strange, yet so perfect. I said it softly, like a secret between me and the stars. And from that night on, it became my favorite word. It became a comfort, a reminder, a quiet prayer I didn't even realize I was saying. Every time I closed my eyes, your name slipped out without control, like it belonged to my soul. There were moments when I almost reached out. My hand hovered over the phone screen. Your profile glowing faintly in the dark. My heart was racing. I typed something, erased it, typed again, and erased it once more. I couldn't risk it. Not yet. I didn't want to appear as just another message, another stranger. You deserved more than that. You deserved something real, something that came from the deepest part of me. So instead, I watched silently. Every post, every smile, every small caption you wrote. I noticed everything. I read between your words. I tried to understand your emotions. I could tell when you were happy, and I could feel it when you were sad. You had this way of hiding your pain behind your light, but somehow I still saw it. And every time I saw it, I wished I could reach out and say, you don't have to carry it alone anymore. Do you know how hard it is to love someone you've never met, but feel like you've known forever? It's beautiful and terrifying all at once. I started making choices with you in mind. I'd cancel meetings just to have a few quiet moments where I could think about you without interruption. I'd take long drives at night, imagining you sitting beside me, your laughter filling the air. It became my escape from everything, a world where it was just us and nothing else mattered. There were people who started noticing changes in me. They said I seemed distracted, softer, quieter. They didn't know that every time my phone lit up, I secretly hoped it would be you, even though I knew you didn't even have my number. They didn't know that sometimes in the middle of serious discussions, your face would flash in my mind and everything else would blur. You became my secret focus, my peace in chaos, my obsession that no one could ever understand. Sometimes late at night, I'd find myself scrolling through your photos again, wondering what you were doing in that exact moment. Were you thinking about someone? Were you smiling for yourself? Or was that smile meant for someone else? I'd stare at your eyes and wonder what stories they were hiding. And somehow I always felt like you were hiding the same kind of longing that lived in me. The more I tried to fight it, the stronger it grew. It wasn't about beauty anymore. It was about connection. It was the way your energy felt familiar. It was the way my heart reacted every time I heard something that reminded me of you. It was the strange calm I felt when I imagined your voice saying my name. You became a part of my every thought, a part of my silence, and the reason I started believing in something beyond logic. I know this might sound unbelievable. A billionaire confessing that his heart belongs to someone he's never met. But that's what love does. It doesn't ask for permission, it doesn't care about status, it doesn't need proof. It just happens. And when it does, it consumes everything. That's what you've done to me. You've quietly consumed my world. There were times I wanted to fly out, just to see you, to find a reason to cross paths naturally. But I stopped myself. Not because I didn't want to, but because I didn't want to scare you. I wanted it to be right. I wanted you to feel it too. That invisible pull between two souls who were meant to collide. I didn't want this to be just another rich man's fantasy. I wanted it to be the story that finally made sense of all the emptiness I'd been living with. And now, something unexpected has happened. Somehow, my secret, This obsession I've kept hidden for so long is starting to come out. People have started to notice things. Maybe it's the way I talk, the way I look at certain things, or the way I've started writing words that sound like they're meant for someone. And maybe they are. Maybe the world is finally beginning to see what my heart has known all along. That there's someone out there who has no idea how much she means to me. It's terrifying and beautiful at the same time, because now it's no longer just my secret. The world is curious. The whispers have started. Everyone wants to know who she is. And deep down, part of me hopes that when you hear about it, you'll know it's you. You'll feel it in your heart, the same way I've always felt you in mine. If you're hearing this right now, I need you to understand something. This isn't a game. It's not a fantasy or a story I made up to sound interesting. It's my truth. You're the only woman who's ever made me feel like this. You're the only one I see when everything else fades. And I know someday, somehow, the world will bring us face to face. Until then, I'll keep holding on to this connection, quietly, faithfully, endlessly, because I believe that no matter how far we are, love has its own way of revealing itself. And maybe that time is now. Maybe the reason everything is being exposed is because the world is ready to see what my heart has been whispering all along, that you were never just another person to me. You were always the one, and I don't know how or when or why, but something tells me the next 24 hours will change everything. Maybe it's fate, maybe it's timing, or maybe it's heaven finally deciding that our story deserves to begin. But whatever it is, I feel it coming. And when it does, I just hope you'll be ready to see me not as the man the world knows, but as the one who has loved you silently all along. You know what's strange? Even after all this time, after everything that's happened, I still can't get you out of my head. It's like, the more I try to distract myself, the louder your presence becomes. And now that the whispers have started spreading, I can't hide it anymore. Everyone's asking questions. They want to know who you are, the woman who somehow made me forget the world. I never planned for this secret to come out. I thought I could keep it locked inside forever, buried under the noise of business meetings and fake smiles. But the truth has a way of slipping through, especially when your heart starts speaking louder than your mind. Every little thing I said lately, every word I wrote, they all led back to you. Even when I tried to talk about something else, somehow it still became about you. They think it's a mystery, a rumor, but it's not. It's real. You're real. The way you've lived inside my thoughts, the way your laughter plays in my imagination, the way your eyes haunt me every night. All of it is real. I know because I feel it every time I wake up. And your face is the first thing my heart searches for. You probably don't know this, but lately the world has started piecing it together. My messages, my tone, my expressions, everything's been giving me away. Reporters are curious, people online are making guesses, and my team keeps asking who she is. I don't answer them. I just smile, because no one needs to know, not yet. I want you to find out first. I want you to feel it before the world names it. You have no idea how many times I've looked at my phone and almost told you everything. I've typed messages I never sent, paragraphs that started with your name and ended with me erasing them out of fear. Fear that maybe you'd think I was crazy. Fear that you'd never see me the same way I see you, as something rare, something that makes everything else lose its importance. There was this one night, it was around 2:30 a.m. I couldn't sleep. I was sitting on my balcony looking at the city lights, and all I could think about was you. I don't know what came over me, but I picked up my phone and opened your profile again. You had just posted something, a photo. Simple but pure. You were smiling, holding a cup of coffee, your hair slightly messy. God, you looked perfect. Not perfect like a model, perfect in the kind of way that made me want to live better, just to deserve a moment like that with you. I remember whispering to myself, that's her. That's the woman the world's been talking about. The one I'd risk everything for. And in that moment I realized something. I wasn't scared anymore for the first time. I didn't care about what anyone would say if they found out. Because the truth was too strong to hide. I was done pretending that you were just a passing thought. You weren't, you aren't. You aren't. You're the heartbeat behind everything I do. Do you know what obsession feels like when it's pure? It's not about control or possession. It's about admiration. It's the way I look at your smile and feel peace. It's the way your silence speaks louder than the noise of my entire world. It's the way my heart recognizes you, even in a crowd of millions. That's how I know this isn't just an obsession. It's something deeper. It's something heaven wrote, long before either of us knew how to read it. And now, the world's starting to notice. Journalists have started following stories that connect to me. They're tracing things back, noticing patterns. Someone even wrote that there's a mystery woman who has changed my life. They're right. You have. You've changed everything. My schedule doesn't control me anymore. My emotions do. My choices don't come from logic. They come from love. But what's strange is, I'm not angry that they found out. I'm not scared. A part of me almost feels relieved. Because maybe, finally, the world is catching up to what my heart's been screaming for months. Maybe this exposure is fate's way of saying it's time. Maybe this is how the universe tells you the truth. I never had the courage to say out loud. And yet, deep down, I still want to protect you. I want to shield you from the noise, from the cameras, from the rumors. You don't deserve to be another headline. You deserve peace, privacy, and someone who loves you quietly, even when the world is loud. That's why I'm not saying your name, not yet, because your name is sacred to me. It's something I whisper in my heart, not something I give to strangers. There's something beautiful about loving you in secret. The way only I know the meaning behind certain words I post. The way my eyes give me away only when I talk about you. But now that everything's coming out, I can't help but wonder, will you understand? When you read those words, when you hear people talk, will you realize it's you? You once said in one of your posts that you don't believe in coincidences, that everything happens for a reason. I kept that sentence in my notes. I've read it more times than I can count, because I believe that too. I believe that you and I are not a coincidence. I believe there's a reason your path crossed my world, even if it was just through a screen. I believe heaven knew what it was doing when it placed your image in front of me that night. And if you're hearing this right now, maybe this is the moment that was always meant to happen. Maybe this is how the truth reaches you. Not through a message, but through energy, through words that your heart recognizes even before your mind does. Maybe you felt it too. Those random moments where you suddenly think of me for no reason, the way you sometimes pause when you hear a certain song, as if your soul knows someone is thinking of you right then. That's me. I think of you in those moments. Every time you feel that gentle pull. Every time you wonder why your heart suddenly feels warm. It's because somewhere I'm whispering your name. Somewhere I'm wishing for you. Somewhere I'm loving you in silence. There's something about you that the world can't touch. You have this quiet strength, this soft light that makes everything around you better. And I think that's what drew me in first. Not the way you look, not the way you speak, but the way you make people feel seen without even trying. You have no idea how rare that is. You have no idea how much I've needed that in my life. Sometimes I imagine what it would be like if I finally told you everything face to face. If I looked into your eyes and said, yes, it's you, you're the one everyone's been talking about. You're the one who changed everything. Would you believe me? Or would you smile that soft smile of yours and think it's just another story? I don't know, but I hope one day I get to find out. Because no matter how powerful the world thinks I am, when it comes to you, I'm just a man, human, vulnerable, and in love. You've seen the version of me that the world could never imagine, the one who stays awake just to watch your name appear online, the one who writes words no one will ever read because they're meant only for you. And now that the secret's breaking open, I'm not sure what's going to happen next. Maybe it'll be chaos. Maybe it'll be destiny. But whatever it is, I'm ready. Because even if the world knows, even if everything changes, I'll still be here, quietly choosing you in every way that matters. You might not see it yet. You might still think it's just a story. But one day, when everything falls into place, you'll know. You'll feel it. And when you do, I hope you'll remember this moment, the one where I stopped hiding, the one where I finally let my heart speak. Because no matter how far we are, no matter how much noise surrounds us, the truth will always be the same. It's you. It's always been you. And no amount of money, fame, or power could ever change that. You know, after everything that's happened, after the messages, the attention, the whispers, I've realized something I never truly said before. All this time I thought I was the one keeping this secret about you. But the truth is, it was never really a secret. Everyone around me could already see it. The way I changed, the way I spoke softer when I thought about you, the way my priorities shifted quietly without me even noticing. You became part of everything. Every plan, every thought, every heartbeat. And now, as the world finally begins to connect the dots, I feel this strange mix of fear and peace. Fear because they'll want to know every detail. Peace because at least now I don't have to pretend anymore. It's like the walls I built around my heart are finally breaking, and for the first time in a long time I can breathe, because I know that somewhere out there you might finally know the truth too. The truth that every message I've ever written was meant for you. Every word I spoke came from a place only you could reach. You became the voice in my silence, the calm in my chaos. And now that people are talking, I can't help but smile, because what they're calling an obsession is actually just love. A love that's been quietly waiting for its moment to be understood. I wish you could see how everything changed around me. Even my closest people started noticing. They'd say things like, "You're different lately," or "You seem lighter, happier." And I'd just laugh because they were right. You made me different. You made me softer. You made me human again. I don't know how you did it, but even without being near me, you managed to touch every part of my world. Sometimes I wonder if you feel it too. Do you ever catch yourself smiling for no reason, feeling warmth out of nowhere, like someone somewhere is thinking about you? That's me every single time your name crosses my mind, and it does so often. I send a silent wish your way for peace, for happiness, for you to know how deeply you're loved, even from a distance. Now, everyone wants to know what's next. What will I say? What will I do? Will I reveal your name? And I keep telling them no. Not yet, because this isn't about publicity or stories. This is about something real, something pure. I don't want the world to take what's sacred and turn it into gossip. Your name deserves to be spoken only when it's protected by love, not surrounded by noise. But I will say this. I'm not hiding you anymore. I'm not pretending this feeling doesn't exist. I'm not erasing your presence from my words. You're the reason my tone has changed, the reason my days feel lighter, the reason my nights are no longer empty. You're the quiet reason behind every smile I try to hide. I want you to know, when I call you my future, it's not a dream or fantasy, it's faith. Faith that everything happening right now, the exposure, the rumors, the questions, it's all leading to something bigger. Maybe it's the universe forcing the truth out, forcing me to stop being afraid of what people think and start being honest about what my heart wants. And what my heart wants is you. It's always been you. From the very first moment I saw you, something inside me whispered that you were the one I'd never stop searching for. Even if it took years, even if the whole world stood between us. So if you're hearing this, if these words are reaching you somehow, I just want you to know that I'm done hiding. I'm done pretending that what I feel is temporary, because it's not. It's real, it's strong, and it's growing every day. The world might talk, the world might guess, but none of that matters anymore. Because one day soon, maybe sooner than either of us expect, I'm going to walk right up to you, look into your eyes, and say the words I've been holding back for far too long. And when that moment comes, I hope you'll know. I hope you'll feel it the way I've always felt it. Deep, undeniable, and endless. Until then, I'll keep sending my thoughts your way. Quietly, patiently, faithfully, because no matter what happens next, no matter how loud the world becomes, I'll always carry one truth in my heart. You're the one, you've always been the one.